Can you feel our passion? Can you hear us sing? Can you feel our heartbeat? You're my everything. You're my everything. What's going on, Usector? 2 long years, huh? It's been a long time. How you guys doing? I know I miss you guys a lot. And I'm here to say that you guys were the most important thing that happened to me in my 12 years stay in Canada was Usector. Usector is probably one of the best things that happened to my life, and I'm really proud to carry that for me the rest of my life. I can tell to my kids, my grandkids, that the best supporters group in the world is Usector.
What is Usector? Well, to me, it's like my family, and I'll tell you why. So I'm on the Voyagers board. This is about 2005 or so. And I'm sitting in Korea. And I was getting a little tired of living in Korea. Done it all, seen it all, whatever. And so this guy comes on, calls himself, I don't know, like Raptor Mike or something. Like it was Paul MLS in Toronto, but it was named previous to that. So he comes on the Voyagers board, and he starts feeling out. Guys, I'm working for the Leafs and the Raptors, and we're thinking about getting a team, right? And so I'm sitting there reading this, going, well, that's really interesting. So we get to talking with this guy. That's right. We get to talking with this guy, and it turns out that it's going to be real. So he says, I'm going to have a meeting at the Duke, not this Duke, the other Duke of York, over near St. George there. And so, anyway, he says there's going to be a meeting at the Duke of York, and so I said, fuck it. I quit living in Korea, came home, got on a plane, got in at 12:05 in the morning. At 2:30 that afternoon, I was at the Duke of York at the first ever meeting of this. And there was like 20 guys there, and about 10 of them are still around. And even though there was a Usector before from the Lynx, that was like the first of this TFC Usector thing. And yeah, so I basically moved back to Canada for it. So does that say anything?
Usector to me is just my family away from family. It's they're my people. If you've been around me, and odds are most of you people watching this have been, I've told you that you're my people.
I come into the fold through another member, Sean Kay, and in my opinion, it's more of a collective as opposed to a structured hierarchy kind of thing. So it's very simple in that regard for me to come into the fold. There was no application form to fill out. It was just show up, grab a beer, and kind of hang out kind of thing.
Yeah, I guess I got involved back in like the first year there with Rudy, and I remember them having their little secret cloak and dagger meetings and stuff like that, and I got to see them. And first time I met Dempsey, I spilt his beer, and like and then yeah, I just kind of hung out with these guys until I stopped talking to the rest of my friends, and and I'm stuck. Yeah, it's good.
Well, I can only say for my own case. So we start meeting in earnest. And this is before the team's even announced or anything. You get like the K's, Rudy, myself, Rufaro was there, and Mike Dorn was there, and a few others. Zach, who's in Germany now, was there. And we started meeting in earnest once a month or so. And I was always like, I'd come back to Korea. I didn't have any friends anymore or anything like that. So I was always, there's a meeting, so anybody want to go out after? And occasionally people would and all that. And it was so-so. Then my brother gets me into this Friday night soccer league that he's playing in, that he's been playing in for years. And I really like the setup of it. And so in order to try and make friends and try and make this group cohesive, that's why I started indoor and then outdoor after that.
I sort of fell into Usector in a weird way. The outdoor league at the time had a guy named Peter Craig who had broken his leg, and wasn't able to play the rest of the season. So through another friend, I asked if I could play. Got onto that team. He wasn't a very good player, and apparently I'm a very good player. And we ended up winning the cup that year, Dutch Dreams, and sort of how I found USector and started hanging around a lot of those guys.
So USO is probably one of my favorites of all time because I spent most of my time, summers, winters, playing USO and USO. I miss every team I captained. I miss every player I played with on my team and against. So yeah, that's probably my favorite USector moment of them all.
After that, and it was basically so I could have friends, and then we could be together, not just on game day or whatever, but be together more. And I think that's been the case. In fact, we're so much more than just at the stadium group, right? Some of those other ones, they'll sing and jump around together, but they're kind of like strangers, and there's nothing like that around us, right? Like I can walk up to you and be like, and the next guy, but I don't really know how that happened, other than we do so much more than just be at games together, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm mostly just here for the people, not so much the games or the game day experience. Oh, that hawk that they had was pretty neat.
My favorite TFCS has to be the Thunderstorm. The day at the Voyagers Cup, I think it was Voyagers Cup, where we played and it was delayed half an hour. Then we went back and it was fucking raining and hell. I remember that day because everybody stayed in the stands and jumped and sang a whole lot. I was soaked in water. It was a great moment for me. There was lots of other ones too, but that one is probably one of the best moments.
Not all of them good. Like the things that stick out in your mind, like being in the face of sports bra. That was quite a moment. And I did not push Mel. Jambo did it. I did not push Mel. Anyway, but actually two of my favorite moments were probably here, and that was the Champions League Dallas game and the Champions League second leg against LA. Both in here going nuts, thinking we were going to end up in the Indian restaurant downstairs. But I mean, the Dallas away leg was incredible. To qualify for that game against LA, that's probably my favorite moment.
Oh, hello, USector. Hi. What? I was just watching some Bundesliga. Well, my favorite road trip and USector moment of all time? Really easy. It's got to be, favorite USector moment or road trip has to be New England, 2007. 40, 50 of us go down on a bus, crammed in that bus, partied all night, got to the game, had so much energy. Unfortunately, Taylor Twellman had to be there for the Revs, but such a great time. I think 40, 50, 60 of us out sang all of New England. Greatest trip ever. First time we've ever seen Toronto FC live. Can't even compare. That's the best USector moment, in my opinion. And best road trip moment? Well, you have to ask Mr. Brisebois about that. Just let's say we wouldn't have a trophy if it wasn't for him holding on to something with one arm and fighting off someone with another. Anyways, guys, thanks for stopping by. I want to say Merry Christmas to everyone back home. USector, can't wait for the new season. Love all you guys. Have a beer on me, but then I won't pay because I'm here, so sorry.
The trip up the West Coast was really good. We went out to Seattle and saw a game there. Saw Seattle versus LA. Saw Beckham play. Then we toured Seattle for a few days and then toured up the West Coast to see Vancouver, the first game versus Toronto. And the support was awesome. David Miller, the mayor at the time, ended up being there, and it was unreal. I remember marching into the stadium, Vancouver fans just giving us stick, and then getting into the stadium, and it was insane. 500 Toronto fans made all trip across the country to watch Toronto play Vancouver, and it was unreal. The other one was probably Montreal this year. It was amazing. Like the 4,000 fans in the Olympic Stadium. And every time you go to Montreal, honestly, it's just a fantastic trip. Like everything that we do there is just, it's just a party. Like we took the Via Rail down. We ended up, so there was maybe 10 of us, and the beer cart had run out, and we all had beer. And so we started drinking our own beer, and people on the train caught on to this, so we started selling beer to other people on the train.
I wasn't conscious for lots of them.
My favorite road trip moment. Oh, I don't think I can say all these things in front of a camera. Road trip for us, I guess, would have been Montreal's the only road trip you've been on. That was pretty amazing.
Those are always fun.
I literally cannot put. I remember when you bottled the whiskey. The $5 whiskeys at Brutopia there.
Yes.
That was
the trays of shots for $20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then last time we were at Brutopia, and oh, it was really nice to bring your dad out to the bar. But yeah,
people peeing in trash cans.
Yeah, yeah. Montreal's probably the best.
Yes.
I mean, horrible games, but I mean, the city's great.
Yeah. Being asked to remove yourself from the subway system.
Yeah, when we all got kicked off the train, that was pretty fantastic. Why did we get kicked off? I don't remember. I remember there was a guy blowing a whistle, though, and everyone kept on telling him to fermer la bouche.
Yeah.
I think we were like bouncing up and down the train, and yeah, they stopped the train and they put a security guard on, and then I think we all just started antagonizing him. Like he came on, like kind of like telling us to calm down, and then we just eventually just like, nope, everybody off the train. But yeah, it's good. I don't really remember too much road trips though. Unfortunately.
If you would ask me a road story, my road stories are going to be the same as everybody's. It's going to be the Montreal Metro, and it's going to be the security guards in Philadelphia. It's going to be basically the same stories as everybody else. Mine aren't particularly special, and they're not ones you want to commit to. It's not even celluloid anymore, but whatever. You know, you like to leave them in the ether.
Yeah, Columbus is pretty good, but I mostly just went to the game and. Well, in Columbus, I woke up from being passed out on the bus, and we went and got McDonald's, and then I thought that it was an empty orange juice thing, and I kicked it, and it went all over Scanlon, and I laughed a lot. I enjoyed that. What else happened? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I don't like road trips or like people very much. Yes. You can edit that part out.
My favorite U-Sector moment has to be the first time I got onto the capo stand at the BMO. I was at the basement of Morrow. Brizzle wasn't there. I think he got a little boozed up a day before from something. I can't remember what the fuck it was. And Michael Santos scored a goal, and everybody looked at me and were like, yeah, the fucking Brazilian guy. 2 Brazilian guys now, one on the field and one on the stand, so that has to be my favorite U-Sector moment at BMO, for sure.
Chris Dempsey is U-Sector. I mean, we all know what he does to sort of keep this community together and sort of like run the soccer leagues and do all that extra stuff. Built this room. I mean, if you're talking about U-Sector, it's Dempsey.
They were painting, and it was kind of falling apart in here, and I asked Jude, can I stick a few things on the wall? And he's like, yeah, sure. And then I never told him how far it would go, and we just kept sticking stuff, and nobody said anything, so we just kept going.
This room is just home away from home. Like, this is, it's pictures of people that you see all the time, maybe some people that have gone, but there are people that you spend a lot of time with. And, just being able to go someplace and have something like this where you feel just as comfortable here as you would in your own living room, I think is super important?
This room is, I think it's just kind of it's like a collective extension of all our living rooms. You can come in here, kind of, kick your shoes off, and sit around, and do whatever you want. I mean, we've had numerous people just come after soccer and sleep on all these benches, and I mean, all the pictures up here, and it gives us. If people are in here when we come to the room, we can always say, "Hey, is there a picture on the wall?" If not. But yeah, no, it's great. It's somewhere you can just really be yourself, and I mean, you're always amongst friends, and it's probably, I mean, this is probably one of my favorite rooms in the entire city.
That is,
if not the world.
Yeah, yeah, and it's interesting too watching people who don't know what's back here when they come back here, and even people that don't know what's back here and they see it, they have an appreciation for what's around here, but like Scott says, it's another place that's all of ours, and that there's a very high comfort level, and there's no I don't, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say no judging, but
hang-ups.
Yeah,
it's lots of judging.
Yeah, just not to each other's faces, I guess. But no, again, it's a fantastic place, and it's kind of like the heart almost.
The command center.
Yeah. Fight
all the
and
big
have good times and bad
decisions
times.
are made
but,
here.
Yeah, that's true. We draft here. We do everything here.
I remember when we did the draft actually in this room. And we had like 50. It was back when we were like 6 teams of like 8 players. And I think we packed the entire league into this room, and I mean, it was pitchers traded for players.
Yeah.
I love U-Sector just for Saturday nights. Like coming off of USIL, coming here, everyone being here together, eating food, drinking beer, just having a good time. I love U-Sector for that. Like for the indoor and outdoor leagues, it really does. Like it makes the week go better. Like it's something to look forward to every week, and. Yeah, the community. I love the community.
I love USector because it's, again, my people. It's it's a family. It's not everybody gets along all the time. It's just like a family. But my people are my people. So these are people that I would, I live and die for every day. And they're not my oldest friends, but they're my newest and best friends. And I think that's huge, and it's very, very important to me.
The sad reason is I love UsectorOnly because I don't have anything else. But not really. Because it's become my family, my support group, my enablers, my critics, my... basically everything. Like if you look in the dictionary, what you're looking for in a lifestyle outside of your own head, like what you want socially, you want people to be every different role in your life, and we got it all. So that's why. It certainly isn't because of our crap team, but I love UsectorOnly because I get to run every Saturday or Friday night. I love because I get to get older while guys my age are staying at home changing diapers or even worse, driving kids to their middle schools or high schools. I still get to drink and stuff like that. I love UsectorOnly for that. I love it because it's an escape from when my job is tedious and boring. I love it because I'll always know that there's somebody willing to do something if I need it. I love it because I can sit in this room and not have to worry about anything and just be chill and comfortable. Like I don't have to have plans. It's ready-made plans. I just love it for like mi familia. I love it for everything.
I love UsectorOnly because it's just it's a lot of people just being themselves and just doing what they want to do with what we have. There's no structure to it, and there's no rhyme or reason, and it's just people come and go as well. But I mean, USector is just like, it's a strong core of people that are just they're just good people, and made like a lot of excellent friends through this. And yeah, I mean, I love it for what it is. I love it for the people, and yeah, that's it.
Same answer essentially for myself. Is what I love about USector is the people in USector, and our supporters group by name and by action as well. Like it starts off as a collective group of people to support a sports club, but it ends up being rolled into friends now that you see outside of TFC games, and you go to weddings and they're having kids now, and like next generations of the supporters group are like in the works at the moment. So yeah, it really is, as corny as it may sound, it is a family, and that is what I love about USector.
I really love USector because of the spirit and the family that USector is, that USector can never lose. Because supporters can be supporters everywhere in the world, but USector, there's only one. And I know that the 113 is the only place in the world that we have one family and that we're actually together in everything we do. So guys, love you very much, and I hope to see you guys soon. Like something like the World Cup maybe. Get your asses to Belarus Luncheon fast. Take it easy.
I just want to stay this way forever.